Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This is another edition of the Judgement Report. Alright, coming to you on the 20th of December 2023. Then we're going to do this one. Bear with me just one moment. Gotta turn down my audio there just a bit. We're going to be doing this one in the same fashion as we did the last one. Kind of just rolling with it. Freestyle mode. Just going and picking through some scriptures. I don't have any, not scriptures, Slakia. Some articles. Alright, and just going through the articles as we go. And we don't have any set articles. We're just going to be reading them as we go. So we're going to open up, alright, with Psalms 37 and 28. And it reads, "For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off." So let's go and get that. And the Good News Translation Bible as well. It's pretty straightforward. But we'll get it a little bit more straightforward than that. It says, "For the Lord loves what is right, and he does not abandon his faithful people. He protects them forever. But the descendants of the wicked will be driven out." Okay, and of course the King James Version coming in full effect with this one. But I was curious what that had to say. So, the Lord is going to watch out over his own. Okay? But, these wicked doers, these wicked people, they don't have any, there's not going to be any preservation for them. Okay? It's going to be, wicked hell, torment for them. All right? And the Lord's not going to have any mercy, all right, on these people. All right? Because they've done wickedness. All right? They've not repented. All right? And the heathens and the Edomites, especially, they can't even repent. Okay? And they're going to get theirs, man. But you wicked jakes that don't repent, you don't turn back, hey, you're going to get it as well. And some of these people that we're going to talk about, some might be jakes, some might not be. All right, I'm not sure. I didn't go through it all. Like I said, we're just going freestyle mode with it, and we're going to go ahead and grab it. So let's go and look and get some articles. Now, I did have a pre-planned scripture right here. Where is it? Right here in Ezekiel 9 and 3 through 7. Okay, and we're actually go ahead and we're going to move that up. We're going to actually move it to there. Alright, and that's how we'll arrange it for now. So, because we're going to get that here in just a moment. So, that's one of the pre-planned scriptures I had. Other ones they're just related to judgment in general. This one specifically, Ezekiel 9 and 3 and 7 is specific where I want to talk about, these churns. All right, they're getting deaded up. All right, because you've been seeing it more and more and more lately. So we got a couple different articles. We'll grab these two. I guess these would be the one. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read them. So this is from People, more commonly known as The Magazine. All right, let me grab a drink. It says, "Twins found dead in New York City apartment were foaming at the mouth after apparent medical tragedy. The twins were both sick in the days prior to their deaths and kept home from school as a result," police said. Police say the 5-year-old twins were found dead inside of a New York City apartment after a medical tragedy. It says they were both very sick in the days prior to their death, kept home from school. The boy had been home since November 30th after vomiting and experienced cold symptoms. Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny said on Tuesday his sister had also been vomiting and had symptoms of an ear infection. Around 3 a.m. Monday morning, the mother reportedly found her children vomiting in bed, according to an NYPD news release previously obtained by People. The mother saw her children alive around 5 a.m. but called for help around 11 a.m. after finding them in medical distress, according to the Daily News and WCBS TV. Police said the kids were found in the bed foaming at the nose and the mouth, according to NBC New York and New York Post. She performed CPR until the crews arrived at the scene where the children were pronounced dead, the outlet reported. It's very strange. I wonder what this was. It says, at the news conference on Tuesday, NYPD Chief of Detectives said the situation appears to be a medical tragedy, although autopsy results are pending. The mother was transported to a local hospital for emotional distress. Per the reports, the father, who was at work at the time, has been cooperating with authorities. Neither child appeared to have physical signs of trauma, and drugs were not found at the home. Police said carbon monoxide poisoning does not appear to be a factor either. So that's very interesting. So who knows? Foaming at the mouth sounds like poisoning to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that they were poisoned if the mother did something. And I hate to say that, if she didn't do anything, all right? But there's been a lot of cases of women killing their children lately. So you can't help but wonder, what the situation with that is. Okay? So let's continue on. And so that's something to keep in perspective. Okay? And bear with me just one moment. All right, slack you for that. We're back. So you can't help but wonder, and who knows what it could have been. It could have been some government shit. You never know. All right? It could have been something they're putting in something or something. Who knows, man? And one of the things, who knows? There's many things it could be, but it's very interesting. And you just can't help but wonder if the mom had something to do with it. Just because, there's been a lot of we already got that one, but there's been a lot of parents killing their children, man. This is from CNN. Medical examiner confirms wife of Hollywood agent's son is dead a month after husband was charged with murder. See what this is all about. It says a medical examiner's office has confirmed the wife of a Hollywood agent's son is dead more than a month after the agent's son was charged in his wife's death and the deaths of her parents. Mee Lee Haskell's date of death is listed as November 8th, the day that authorities previously said a woman's torso was found in a Los Angeles dumpster. Goddamn. It says, according to a Los Angeles County medical examiner's office record available online Monday, the record listed her place of death as a parking lot, but does not say how officials determined she is dead. Well, I imagine, they found a torso, so I'd imagine, how did they determine she's dead? Well, it was a torso. I'm pretty sure that's a good way to give away that she's dead if she's just a torso. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It says, her husband, Samuel, was arrested last month after police tracked a torso found in a dumpster November 8th to Los Angeles home that the couple shared with their children and her parents, authorities said. The torso was not identified when it was found, but police assumed it belonged to Mee Lee Haskell, the Los Angeles Times reported. Mee Lee Haskell's parents, Gaoshan Lee, 71 years old, and Zanzing Wang, 64, are missing, but Haskell was charged last month with 3 counts of murder related to the deaths of the parents of Mee Lee Haskell. I wonder how they figure that they're dead if they haven't found him. That's very interesting. So, hey, man, wild stuff. Wild stuff. All right, and that's just 2 articles in already, man. So let's go and get second address 15 and 26 through 27. All right, it says, for the Lord knoweth all of them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. The Lord's not messing around. Okay? So if you're doing things against the Lord, you're out there, and especially, you're not in this truth. All right, if you're not in this truth and you're out there in the world, you're inherently sinning. And even if you're another nation, it's not necessarily called sin. It can be called sin. It can be called sin. All right, but sin's really for Israelites. But sin is transgression of the law, so that's still possible. Okay, the Lord, you're not supposed to be eating pork. These other nations, they're not supposed to be eating pork either, but they're still doing it. It's not necessarily by definition sin. All right, but it's still sin in the fact that they're breaking the law, even though the law was not given them. The Lord's not going to have that. They don't get off the hook just because they're a heathen nation. Okay, the Lord knows all the people that do those things, and what does He do? He says and therefore delivereth He them unto death and destruction. These people, hey man, you're seeing a lot of people getting deaded up. All right, if you look down these lists, all you hear about is death, murder, killing. And of course, we're looking at dead and killed, but that's all you see. You're seeing more death and injury than you've ever seen on any ever. All right, in any time. Okay, so you gotta think something's going on, man. Verse 27, it says, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. And that's time to come. You know, when the Lord comes back, he's not going to deliver you. If you escape the first wave, all right, before Jacob's trouble, you're damn sure not escaping the second wave. All right, when Jacob's trouble comes, all right, you might have avoided everything before Jacob's trouble. All right, but when Jacob's trouble hits, hey, it's not going to be good for you, man. It is not going to be good for you. So you can't think that you're going to get off scot-free. Okay, that's not how it works. So what else do we got? You know, we'll quick fire some crashes. You got 2 people dead in heads-on crash in Spartanburg County. 3 killed in Orangeburg after collision with tractor trailer. 1 dead, 1 injured after 2-vehicle crash in Morgan County. And a lot of stuff, man. Look at this. Homicide victim found dead in 1979 near Las Vegas Strip. This is local. ID'd as missing 19-year-old from Cincinnati. That's wild, you know. We don't have to read much about it, but, you know, it says, for 44 years she was known only as Sahara Sudo, nickname for the intersection where she was found. So, hey, they found out who she was now, but how'd that work out for them? She's still dead 44 years later, man. That's wild. It's wild. Look at this. China's earthquake survivors mourn the dead in freezing temps. There's always some crazy shit going out over there in Moab's land, you know. This is strange. You know. A horror movie, dozens of dead geese scattered around about Sacramento after the storm. There's a bunch of dead geese. That's interesting. That's a quick little article. It says, the deaths of dozens of geese in Sacramento are prompting California Department of Fish and Wildlife officials to investigate why they died. It's interesting. It's very strange. You know, that's some omen level stuff right there, man. You know, something's going on with the animals. Who knows what it could be something they're putting in the air. Who knows, man? A lot of strange stuff. There's Bridgeport. Some stuff down in Bridgeport, Connecticut. You know, that's over where the apostles teach, I believe. Missing 70-year-old woman found dead in Bridgeport. You know, so this is there's stuff going on over here in Las Vegas, stuff going on where the apostles are. There's stuff going on everywhere, man. This isn't just one place. It isn't just LA. It's not just Las Vegas. Stuff going on in Bridgeport. There's stuff over where Street Teacher is, over there in South Carolina. They had hurricanes going on. They had a couple other issues. This is going on all across the country, man. Okay? This is going on all across the country. This isn't just peculiar to one or specific, I should say, not peculiar. This isn't just a specific situation to, it's just happening in the big cities. It's happening in big cities, small cities, backwoods. All right. What's that other one? What do they call them? The suburbs. All right. Everywhere. It's happening. It's going on everywhere, man. Police identify husband, wife, young son after and another man who died in North Phoenix murder-suicide. You got some stuff going down in Arizona. 2 dead after murder-suicide in Altoona. All right, that's down there. All right, so a lot of murder-suicides lately. That's 2 back-to-back. You know, murder-suicides. One in Phoenix, one over there, one over in what is that, Philadelphia? So you know. A lot of wild stuff, man. A lot of wild stuff. Let's see. Grab a drink while we're scrolling. That's Judgment. Toledo tree trimmer paralyzed after a dead limb crushes him in a freak accident. That's not a freak accident. All right, that was the Lord. That was a targeted attack. 1 civilian employee found dead on USS George H.W. Bush. You know, that's not necessarily judgment, but in this case it could be. You know, a person found dead with vehicle swept away by floodwaters in Oxford County. 1 dead in Messena house fire. Teen shot dead by cousin in central Israel. Circumstances unclear. Wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild. And the Lord doesn't care if you're young, old. Alright, He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's not a respecter of persons. All right, we can go and get that. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. Is it in here? Can we find it somewhere? There's no respect of persons with the Lord. There. Let's see. Here it is. Romans 2:11, for there is no respect of persons with the Most High. I wonder what this has to say in the Good News Translation. Wrong one again. For the Most High judges everyone by the same standard. Doesn't matter if you're big, doesn't matter if you're small, doesn't matter if you're big, voluptuous, all right, with big old boobs and butt. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a stick. It don't matter. All right, it does not matter. The Lord's not going off how you look or how you walk or the accent that you got. All right, your age, you can get it. You're doing wrong, you can get it. Romans 2:11, for there is no respect of persons with the Most High. You know, so and further proved with Ezekiel 9:3-7. Okay, it says verse 3, and the glory of the Most High of Israel was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was to the threshold of the house, and he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. That's the man that was clothed in linen with the writer's inkhorn is a representation, a physical representation of the Holy Spirit, right? Verse 4, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You know, go and set a mark on the people that are actually, you know, miserable and don't like the wickedness that's going on in the city. Okay, verse 5, it says, and to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. And there's another one. It talks about, you know, with each a slaughter weapon in their hands. Yeah, or a destroying weapon. Verse 1, it says, he cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge of the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. Oh, there it is. And in verse 2, and behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth towards the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand, and one man among them was clothed with linen, with a writer's inkhorn by his side, and they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of the Most High of Israel was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was to the threshold of the house, and he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. So he told, you know, the Holy Spirit as in a physical representation to go through and mark people, all right, for exemption of judgment, and everybody else that doesn't have that mark of exemption to get deaded up, right here in verse 6. It says, slay utterly old and young. The Lord doesn't care if they're old or young, all right? Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Begin at the people that were, you know, so-called serving the Lord, right? Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, and he said unto them, defile the house and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city. Okay, so there you go. So there's no respect of persons with the Lord. It doesn't matter who you are, if you're rich or you're poor, if you're a woman, you're a man, you're an adult, you're a kid, a child. It does not matter. All right, it does not matter. If you're going against the Lord, if you're not doing what the Lord wants you to do, all right, you can get it. You can get it. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get how long we've been going? 18 minutes. All right, we're gonna see if we can go to at least 30 minutes. All right. Let's go and get so let's go and get Amos 3 and 6. Because a lot of people have the misconception that it's the Lord is not doing these things, but in fact it's Satan, and that is not the case. This is Amos 3 and 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? If there's terrible things befalling a city, who do you think did that? Satan? No, it's the Lord. The Lord did it. Okay, the Lord did it. Okay, and we got the Lord loveth judgment. All right, we can get another one. We get it all the time. I wound. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Okay? So it's the Lord. The Lord. Give the credit where the credit's due. Don't say it's Satan. No, it's the Lord. The Lord did it. Okay? And if Satan did do it, who instructed him to do it? Did he just do it on his own will? No. The Lord allowed it to happen. Okay? What else do we got? Police. Well, let's go back up. 14-year-old dead after weekend shooting in Springville. 1 dead after officer involved shooting in Tuscaloosa. All right, burning dead body found lying on downtown Vancouver sidewalk. Police investigating a burning dead body. God damn. They better be in, hopefully for them, right? They were dead and then burnt, not burnt while they were alive, and that's what killed them. Because that's a gruesome death. Lord willing, none of this happens to I myself, you brothers or sisters out there. We're trying our best. We mess up, frequently. We do. We try not to, but we do go off. But we're just hoping not to befall any of these judgments. We hope the Lord has mercy on us. Because really, all of us do, from being how wicked we were, we all deserve death. But through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we can be saved. Okay, and we're hoping to be saved. I hope the Lord has mercy on me as well as you brothers and sisters. We're not perfect, and hell, we beat ourselves up a lot. Okay, and we should beat ourselves up a lot. All right, we need to do better. All right, and because we don't want to end up in a situation like this. Okay, that's not something you want to end up in. This should strike fear into you. You should see this and say, damn, I'm glad I'm in the truth and I'm not, out there in that world, getting involved in fights and shit and getting shot. You can't have it, and you can't fight these days, man. It's not like these old days, where you could just stick them up, all right? And, all right, let's duke it out. No, now you try to do that, you can get shot, man. It's a very dangerous situation, okay? It's a very, very dangerous situation. So we got, skip a little bit past that. So we got, where were we? So I'm just going to go ahead and skip this whole song. There we go. Going back, so we've been looking at dead. All right, let's go and let's get this page. Look, more than 100 dead geese. Dang, it didn't say that. It said it was just saying geese were found. I didn't know how many were found. That's a lot. Damn, that's wild, man. Tons of geese. Hey, I mean, damn, man. You'd hate to see them go to waste. You could almost use them for dog food. We can't eat them, but hell, But you don't know if it's something in the air that's poisoning them or something. But thunderstorms likely caused it. They're rotten, but dogs can have duck and stuff and goose. We can't eat it. It's unclean to us, but it's not a problem for animals. You'd hate to just see them just dead like that, Something. But hey, it happens how it happens. What else do we got? There you go. Fight at Chicago shopping center. Leave security guard shot dead. Who knows what happened? The Lord knows. We don't. All these different situations. All right, let's go on to killed. Let's see. Police identified man killed in southeast, I guess, Portland shooting. We already mentioned that Tuscaloosa. Look at this. This one was fucking wild. More about children, right? It's lucky. 5 children killed in house fire as dad shopped for Christmas gifts. Damn. We don't even need to read much of that, but that's wild, man. And hey, over there doing that idol worshiping and doing that Christmas shit. You're not supposed to be doing it. It's that pagan bullshit. And look, and who knows, man? Who knows? It looks, if I had to guess, they might be Issacharites. Let's see. Bullhead City, Arizona. Okay, that's a bigger chance that they might be Issacharites. A lot of Issachar down in Arizona. That's 5 innocent children that had nothing but lives ahead of them. If you don't process that, it doesn't make sense. Local resident Sean Jacobson told Fox 10 Phoenix. That's heavy. Here it goes. Judgment. Wicked men understand not judgment. I can't remember how it exactly was worded. Evil men understand not judgment. This is Proverbs 28:5. Salakia. Proverbs 28:5. Call it before I read it. Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. You don't process that, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to you because evil men understand not judgment. You don't understand it. And going further on, whoever perished, all right, then we're not innocent, all right. This is Job 4:7. It says, remember, I pray thee, who ever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. Well, they were just innocent children. They weren't innocent. They had past lives, all right? And that past life, they could have done some evil shit. Evil shit. But you don't understand that because you don't understand, like it says, Proverbs 28:5, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. All right, we can understand those things because we understand reincarnation by seeking the Lord. The Lord has poured his spirit out upon us by no doing of our own. All right, we could be dumb as a brick, and the Lord chose us, all right, and to get this knowledge. All right, it's not by any doing of our own. Okay, and that knowledge is poured out upon us through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that we can understand that that's through reincarnation, that those children were not innocent. If they were innocent, they would not have died. Whoever perished being innocent. Innocent people don't die, all right, like that. You know, and as a parish like that, burning up in a house fire, you know, you could be, considered, innocent, perhaps. And no one's really 100% innocent, But, if you died of natural causes, that's a little bit different than if you burned up in a damn fire, man. That is judgment. That is judgment, Teeth of wild beasts. We can go and get that. It's in Ecclesiasticus 39 and 30. It's like the one up. Here it is, 29. This is Ecclesiasticus 39 and 29. 39 and 29. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 29. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. The teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpent, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. How could they be wicked? They're just children. You don't, again, Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. And that's the ultimate stumbling block. Okay, and that's not, I don't want to say it's the ultimate stumbling block, but that's a big one. That's a big one that holds people back in the Christian church. People will bug out and lose faith because a child died. Okay, and they'll say, how could the Lord do this? It must have been Satan. No, it was the Lord. Then why would the Lord do it? And that's in there, they're freaking out, crying. And it's because they don't understand. They don't understand. They think that child is innocent, but they don't understand that people don't perish if they're innocent. Okay? Not in ways like that. Okay? You can perish and, you died of old age. A certain ailment might have befell you and you died. Okay? You might have had health issues and you died, and that could not be judgment. But if you burn up in a goddamn fire, all right, you get your head whacked off with a machete, all right, that's judgment. That is the Lord's judgment because he was angry at those people. If he wasn't, they wouldn't have had such a terrible death. Okay? But they don't understand that. They don't understand that. Well, they were innocent. They never did anything. They never did. They were 4. Yeah, they were 4. But what about their past life? All right, 75 to 100 years ago, when they were chopping heads off of people, all right, or they were bearing false witness on black men, all right, saying, oh, he touched me. All right, he did this, and that black man got lynched and got hung, got beat to death, or he got raped, all right, by massa, right, because he did some shit. All right, that he didn't do. All right, that he did some shit that he didn't do some shit that he was said that he did. All right, they didn't, they're not gonna just see that out. They gotta get judged for that, man. They gotta get judged for that, whether old or young. All right, made, little children, doesn't matter. There's no respect to persons with the Lord. Doesn't matter if it's a child, doesn't matter if it's adult, doesn't matter if it's the ugliest bitch you ever seen, doesn't matter if she's a smoke show, big old boob, doesn't matter. The Lord doesn't care about those things. He's not like men that are simple and see, like, oh, look at that, man, she's got a fat ass, look at, oh, man, oh, no. The Lord doesn't care about that. He doesn't care. She's doing wickedness, put her to death, that's it. No, you can't do that, she's fine. The Lord doesn't care. He's not looking on that. He's not looking on outward appearance, all right? He looks on the heart, as the scriptures say. He's not looking about that. He doesn't care if it's old. So he's judging you by your soul. Okay? He's judging you by your soul. Okay? What you did in your past lives, what you did in this life. That's why it's imperative that you repent, man. It's imperative that you repent. You don't know what type of terrible shit you did in your past life. You have no type of terrible shit, and you better hope you weren't one of the ones that said crucify him, crucify him. You Israelites, all right? Lord willing, I wasn't. All right? My family and your family, Lord willing, none of us were, man, because that's bad. That's bad, okay? Man, you don't want to think about that, okay? Lord willing, none of us were of that people, all right? Those people, and more than likely, those are the people that are out in the world, hating the prophets and stuff. But hey, man, it's a terrible, 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 terrible thing, terrible situation. You don't want that to happen to you, man. So, and what you did in your past life can affect you presently. Keep that in mind. So you don't understand, man. And that's the thing. You don't understand. Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. And you got these people, not only these Christians, but these people in the world, they're always trying to battle and fight over some things that they don't understand about. You know, you're over here trying to argue with a mechanic about what a transmission is, you know, and you don't get it. You don't get it. You know, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're trying to understand. You're trying to argue a situation you don't understand. You're trying to say we're wicked because we say that. You don't. This is what the Bible says. You know, really, you want to say the Lord's wicked because you don't hate us. You hate the Lord. Okay, we're reading what's coming out of the book, and you say, "Oh, that's mean. That's rude." You don't. It's not directed towards us. Direct your hate where it's supposed to be directed, right? Who do you really hate? Do you hate us? No. You hate the Lord, and you have a bigger problem. All right, you have a bigger problem. It's not us. Okay. You know, you try to, if you're really, and you don't want to direct your hate where it's really direct. You don't want to direct your hate at the Lord, you know, but that's who you really hate. So you try to direct it at men. You try to direct it at the Bible. You try to direct it as this, or at this situation, or the person that did that. No, you direct your hate at the Lord. That's who you really hate, right? That's what, you know, and I'm not saying direct your hate at the Lord, but I'm saying if you're, you know, be honest with yourself. You don't hate us. Why do you, if we told you, oh, that was an innocent child, you wouldn't hate us. Okay, you wouldn't hate us. You hate what it's saying. You hate what we're saying because what we're saying comes out of the Bible. And who allowed the Bible to go forth and be written the way it was? The Lord. So you don't hate us. All right? You should be directing your hate where you really hate it, right? The Lord. But you don't want to think that you hate the Lord. Oh no, that can't be true. But you do. It's in the Bible. They hated me. Look. John 15:18, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. That's where you're directing your hate. Don't try to put it off on us. Oh, I hate you specifically. No, you don't. You hate the Lord. But you don't want to say you hate the Lord because that's very terrifying for you. But you do. That's who you hate. You hate the Lord. Don't you? No, I don't hate the Lord. Oh, well, we just read his book and you said you hated us. But you hated us because we read the book. Well, the book, you don't hate the book. The book just it's just writing. Who allowed that? Who what's the word? Authorized it. Who authorized it to be written? The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So you don't hate us. You don't hate the book. You hate the Lord. Okay? So and regardless if you want to direct your hate that way, that's who it's directed towards. Okay? If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. And you just hate us. And you just hate the Bible because it is a representation of what the Lord is saying. And you don't want to think that you hate the Lord, but that's what you do. This is the Lord's word that we're reading. It's not anything we said. If we said, you know, my name's Fred and I don't like the show, that 70s show, because it sucks, okay? Then what? You would not like what we said because we said it. But we're not saying what we said, okay? We're saying John 15:18, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. So if you don't like that scripture, it's not because you don't like me. It's not because you don't like that scripture. It's because you don't like the Lord. Okay? That's what I'm trying to get across. That's what we're teaching the Lord's word. Okay? So don't try to put your hate off on someone else. You know who you really hate. You just don't want to admit it. The people of the world hate the Lord. All right? And that's where their hate is directed. Okay? And it's not directed towards us or the book or what we had to, you know, this or that. It's they hate the Lord. They don't like the Lord. They don't like his book, and they don't like the book because it has his word in it, and they don't like us because we're reading from the book, which is his word that came from the Lord, because they hate the Lord. Okay? And they don't understand it because they're wicked. And you won't understand it because you're not meant to understand it. And a lot of these people, they're just done, man. That's 5 innocent children. No, they're not. They had nothing but lives ahead of them. No, they didn't. You don't process that. It doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You know? And, you know, it's sad. It is sad. I'm not going to laugh. Ha, ha, ha. 5 dead kids. Ha, ha. You know? We're not, you know, fucking, you know, horrible people like that. But it's judgment. It is judgment. You got to call it what it is. Okay? You got to call it what it is. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Okay, and if it looks like judgment, smells like judgment, you know, it's probably judgment. Okay, so you got to call it what it is. And there's that old, it's a racist state, it's racist once you look into it, but they say, you know, call a spade a spade. All right, and this actually goes back to, you know, anti-Jake sentiment. All right, because they used to call us spades. All right, our people, mostly the so-called Negroes, right? Not necessarily the Latinos and Native Americans, but you know, You know, so you know, it's a sad situation, you know, but hey, it's judgment, and you have to be able to understand it for what it is, all right? So, yeah, you know, nobody wants to see women and children dying, okay? But at the same time, we know it has to happen, okay? We know it has to happen, and we know what it is. We can see it for what it is, okay? We can see it for what it is, and it's judgment, man, and it's a fearful thing. Let's get it. It is a fearful thing. Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. Hey, it's, you know, it's, hey, that's that, man. It's, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it, okay? You don't want to do it. 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 Don't do it, Jake. You know, and not that it's any of your own doing, but you don't want to fall in the hands of the living power. You don't want to fall into Yahweh Shai's hand. Okay, it's not good. If you've even been in the finger of the Lord, all right, you would know that it's bad. And I'm saying the finger because, you know, that's like not that there's the finger of the Lord, you know, there is, but the hand of the Lord, you know, fall into the hand, you know, the finger is just like representative, you know, just getting, you know, the Lord grabbing you, pinching you by a little bit is bad. Or I've had that happen before, you know, when I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And you don't want that, all right, let alone fall in the full hand of the Lord, because that's destruction, man. You don't want it. It's a fearful thing. And there's no one that can save you from it. You know, there's no one that could have saved these children but the Lord. And the Lord had a vendetta with them, and they had to go. Okay? And that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. You know, can't help you. That's just how it is. So let's move on to Proverbs 13 and 13. And this is going to happen to all the people that aren't following this word, you know. And so that's Israel that's not paying attention to the word, and then all the other nations, because they can't get it. And they won't get it, you know. Proverbs 13 and 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Okay? So if you despise this word, all right, and you don't like the Lord, you don't like what the Lord has to say, you don't like that, you know, women can't do whatever they want, you don't like that men can't be with men, you don't like that you can't smoke, you don't like that you can't use drugs, you don't like that you can't be an adulterer, you don't like that you can't eat pork, you don't like that you can't do whatever you want whenever you want, you love it, right? You don't like those things, you don't want those things, you despise those things, you hate those things, that you can't do that, you despise that you can't do those things. Guess what? You despise the word. Proverbs 13 and 13, whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Okay? There you go. So if you don't like the Lord, I messed up, but that's really what I meant. You know, if you don't like the word, if you don't like the word, you don't like the Lord, right? That's how it is. So that's how it goes. You don't like the word, you don't like the Lord. Because the word is the Lord's word. Okay, that's why it's called the Word. It's the Lord's words, His Bible. Okay, if you don't like those words, you don't like the Lord's words, you don't like Him. Okay, so you can try to filibuster your way out and you know, retreat into the shadows all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that you hate the Lord. You're a Lord hater. That's what you are. And you're gonna end up in one of these things. You know, 7-year-old dead in Bridgeport. You know, finding dead bodies. You know, missing man believed found dead in Kansas City. You know, one dead, one injured in Morgan County crash. Arizona dad, well, we already got that one. Woman found shot dead inside of had been shot or inside of a stolen vehicle. You know, El Paso man dead body found in Texas man's car after he damaged it hitting an animal. What else do we got? Helicopter crashes kills 2 people. Killed by his own dog. Man killed by his own dog. God damn. You know? Hezbollah operative charged in 1994 Argentina. You know what? Senator that killed 85. It's not really something recent, but, you know, look. You know, alleged abduction suspect struck and killed. You can get it. You can get it. If you're not dealing with the Lord, if the Lord's not dealing with you, you're gonna get it. Ooh, that hasn't happened. You know, well, let's go and let's get because judgment, KJV, speedily. As Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Because you can do wickedness, you don't right then and there pass. It's fully set within your mind and your heart to just keep on doing those things because you don't think you're ever gonna get pulled. You don't ever think you're gonna get paid back. All right. It's just like those people that steal. All right. You're a thief, shoplifter. All right. You don't ever think you're gonna get caught. I'm gonna just steal this Kit Kat. I'm gonna steal this Reese's. All right. Until one day you do get caught and they stacked up charges against you. All right. And you didn't realize this whole time that they knew. All right. They were just waiting to stack up charges until it got to a certain amount. They do that shit and then they bam nail your ass. All right, and you got it, and now, oh, I didn't know. The Lord's doing the same thing. The Lord's building the case on you, man. Just because you did, you popped a man, all right, and you're a man last week, and nothing happened, you think that you got away with it. And you've been doing it for 40 years, you've been a mo for 40 years, and you've been doing it, or you were then doing wickedness for 70 years, all right, now you're 80, 90, 100 years old, you think that you're going to get away with everything you did. Nah. The Lord's been building a long case on you. You got a list, okay? Just because you didn't get paid back then, the Lord is not necessarily going to pay you back right then and there, or that week or that month. He might be building the case on you. And it's not he might be building the case on you. He is building the case on you, all right? And because you don't get punished right then and there, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Pork can get you killed. You keep eating it. It's yeah, whatever. I've been eating it for 50 years. Ain't nothing happened yet. I'm gonna continue to eat it. No, Lord could be building the case on you, and that's terrifying, man. That's terrifying. That's a terrifying situation. All right, and going back to the same situation, Isaiah 30 and 13. This is how it is. Isaiah 30 and 13. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. You ever seen that World War Z wall zombie? I get they didn't smash through the wall, but you thought you were safe. But the zombies kept on piling up, and then they all poured over. Oh no! And you didn't know it was happening. You thought you were fine because that you had that wall. And it's just like the same thing here, man. Isaiah 30 and 13. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. All right, that wall is going to look fine, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's going to have a crack in it, and it's going to bust. Oh, no! And that's your judgment coming in. All right, here it was. You were fine. You had this wall. You thought everything was fine until one day that wall crumbles down. Oh, no, and all that judgment comes running right forth towards you, and you get deaded up. You thought nothing was going to ever happen. You thought you got away. I thought, no! Too late, man. Too late. And all these people lately, man, they're getting wild. It's getting wild out there, okay? And the love of many, Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. People do not care about you, man. They do not care about you. They do not care about your feelings. They do not care about your life. They do not cherish life. They do not understand what life is. Okay, these people are fucking crazy. They don't think about life as in, wow, this is a gift that was given. You wake up every day and everybody has their each individual, personality, and they have families to go back to, and they're living. They don't give a fuck. All they think about is a chrome barrel and brain marrow. Right? Is what is that? You can stick the chrome barrel to my brain marrow, or whatever, that Eminem lyric. They don't give a shit, man. All they see is that dome. All they see is that metal being pressed to your dome. Blam. All right. They don't give a fuck about you. They have no regard for human life. Okay. The love of many shall wax cold, as it says in Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Iniquity is sin upon sin. Sin is waxing worse and worse. All right. Well, sin is waxing worse and worse. Sin is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. People are doing worse. The mindset of people is the worst that it's ever been. People do not care. They're sinful. They do not give a fuck if you live or die. They will dome you right then and there. They will strip your organs out your goddamn body. They do not care. All right. I've literally watched a video. Some guy a while back. I showed it. This guy, talking to this guy, and probably not being very circumspect. It cut on once he had already been stabbed. And he told the guy to stop vaping next to his kid. Got right in the stomach with a blade. Bled out. Fucking gutted in the street, man. And everybody filming it. Holy shit! Yeah, bled out in the middle of the fucking street, man. You think these people care? You think these people give a shit? They don't. Alright, you can get it. Okay? Or that woman, oh, you pussy, guy runs in his house, gets his gun. Should've kept your fucking mouth shut, bitch. Bam! Killed her. Or he said something like that. Should've kept your fucking mouth shut. Alright? Blam! Domed her, straight to the head. Man was trying to crawl into his garage to get help. Blam! dead. You can get it, man. And just because you made it, 30, 40, 50, 60 years without judgment, you can get it. All right. And you can be 5 years old, you can get it. You can be 90 years old and get it. You can be 30 years old and get it. 20, teenage years, 1, all right, in the womb, you can get it. All right. And that's because the people do not care about your life these days. They do not care that you got a family to go home to. They do not care that you have meaningful relationships that you form. They do not care. They don't give a shit. They are not you. They're not living your life. They could give a fuck less if your life continues. Okay? These people are wild out here. And that goes back to circumspection, man. Walk circumspectly. And we'll close out with that note. All right? And make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and the Lord knows, like in at second address, the Lord knows all them that sin against him. He knows what you're doing. He knows if you're doing right or wrong. Okay? He knows what you're doing. Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Don't be fucking around, man, because it's in a time where you'll really find out. The Lord will let you find out. Okay, you're doing wickedness. All right, you're gonna go one of these days to go and buy some pork in a pack of smokes, and then done, dead. That's the end of you. All right, or you're gonna try to be a big old badass. You're gonna be Johnny Badass. Someone says, "What you looking at, motherfucker?" You're gonna say, "I ain't looking at shit, bitch," and he's gonna pull out a gun. You're done. Because you didn't walk circumspectly, and you weren't doing what you were supposed to be doing. All right, you were still breaking all the laws and the commandments. And like it says, let's close out with 2nd Esdras 26 through 27. All right, keep that fresh on the mind. All right, 2nd Esdras 15 and 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. That's been the Judgment Report for December 20th, 2023. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, unless us was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Hey, Lord willing, none of this stuff happens to us. All right, we can make it out of here on chariots. All right, until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.